Greetings, I'm Michael Kahn, here to present my idea for an ideal civilization. We all know the problems that we've come across with the civilization that we've been in with. Basic greed, selfishness, pollution, drugs, bad health, bad food, crime, war, global warming, sickness. The list goes on for pages. We now know that our rulers are evil to the core, that they have introduced a bad system of pharmaceuticals. The war machine keeps going. The police have become oppressive and murderous. There's everything wrong. And I basically come up with a Garden of Eden type living for all future generations, a wonderful alternative to the world fascist totalitarian police state of slavery planned for us by the Vatican and the globalists. This is not rocket science, and neither is the path to take to achieve it. It's self-sustaining agricultural communities. Simple as that. Somewhat similar to what the Amish and the kibbutzes in Israel have basically been using for a long time. It is doable and sustainable. There's no technology involved, but basically, this is the idea, how the idea goes. Build housing on fertile land, with each community housing about 150 people, which is a scientifically determined optimal maximum of population to make sure that the community is relational, everybody is familiar with one another, and to have peace and order with one another. Men and women live separately, housed, I should say, separately, working together, we live together, but housed separately, discouraging any sex. No sex allowed because procreation will be done by artificial insemination because we know sex leads to disease, to lust. Making love calling it making love does not make it love. We don't want unwanted pregnancies, and most of all, we don't want to go into the insane realm. This is a way to keep all future generations in the natural realm. The current generations will eventually die off, and all future generations will be in the natural realm. Understand that I'm still in the natural realm at the age of 65 because I'm damn good, damn strong, and damn smart. Now, these communities in which 120 to 150 will live will be situated on about 100 acres of farmable land. There we're going to plant fruit trees, vegetables, nuts, hens, chickens for eggs, perhaps catfish farms if the local stream will allow it, and some places for other farm products like sheep and goats for wool, dairy, and leather, and cotton for clothing. Farming chores will be rotated on an equal basis to allow for fairness. There'll be also be other vocations: carpentry, blacksmithing, glass blowing, pottery, weaving, tanning, candle and soap making, etc. And these can be apprenticed and learned by several youths of the community. Regarding youth, I propose a whole new paradigm, not one known in the West in all recorded history, and that is to remove the institution of marriage and the family as we know it. Now, I'm aware this is contrary to what we're told is God's will. My book, The Untold Nature of Christianity, debunks the Bible and proves that God is not good, nor is the Bible. If you're in 6 different places, the New Testament tells you that is for slaves to obey their masters no matter how wicked they are. If your holy book tells you how to treat your slaves, then your holy book is disqualified as a source for moral code. And in 1 Peter chapter 2 and in Romans chapter 13 it says, the governor is placed there by God to do good, honor and obey him. Obviously there's no such thing as a good governor. So there's no such thing as a good God. We do not have to obey evil governors. The Bible is disqualified. Now, upon being weaned, the child is handed over to mentors, and there will be 5 to 7 children under the care of each mentor, and the mentor will be carefully chosen as one having high intellect, outstanding ethics, good teaching skills, patience, and wisdom. The mentors will not be with the children from 9 to 5, no, or from 8 to 4. No, they'll be with the children 24/7. And on some part, the proper shares, the code to live by is introduced in my book, The Untold Nature of Christianity. And that shares is Spartan, humanitarian, autonomous, religious, ethical society. Now, have these ethical standards to give youth a strong disciplined habit of developing strong bodies and minds, and give them the necessary give them, impart on them, impress on them the necessity for respectful, independent thinking and critical analytical ability to test everything for truth. We have been deceived, people. These kids have to learn to know how to tell what is true and what isn't. Make sure there's perfect integrity, community mindedness, and all other desirable traits, along good relational abilities and the 3 R's, so they get along in the community, live at peace with one another, have good, learn how to live correctly, given, and as well as the 3 R's, would teach them everything they need to know to be good adults that are healthy in mind and body. And make sure that all future generations have no leaders. That teamwork and reasoning are what makes a community work and be strong. Leaders tend to work for self, and followers tend to let leaders think for them, and look at what has resulted. We are the result of leadership for centuries. There'll be no leaders to lord over people, no masters, no slaves. Everything will be done democratically with reason and debate, resulting in a court of mutually beneficial decisions. Anarchy, this is not anarchy, but anarchy is defined as nobody being forced to do anything, everything be done by mutually beneficial consent. Now, somebody will be elected to assign jobs, and as I said before, jobs are going to be rotated. Now, here is a drawback. There's no technology, so not be the entertainment we've been accustomed to. But we can still have other activities. We can still have entertainment, congas, recorders, rattlers, and other instruments can be made and played, including voice. Talented community citizens can rap, and they can be practiced harmonizing and singing. Youth partaking in debate, athletics, gymnastics, rather than spending all their time on the phone or watching television. Participation instead of our entertainment. Now, work is from dawn to dusk, 6 days a week, but is not slave-like because we are not out to make people rich. Nobody will be rich and nobody will be poor. There'll be no competition. Everybody shares everything except for clothing and hygiene and a few personal, possessions. There'll be no currencies to accumulate wealth and to manipulate others with. Everything will be shared, like food and clothing. Other supplies will be made and distributed according to needs and desires of the people as exchange for the quality of their contribution to the community. You work hard, you'll be given what you desire with clothing and the like that is made for you particularly, especially the food that is reaped. Basically, people have different tastes, what they prefer and the kind of food they want, that's what they'll be given. On the 7th day of each week, the community will gather in a constructed hall with tables and chairs and benches and a stage. There can be a buffet, a barbecue, entertainment of music, athletic contests such as amateur weightlifting and wrestling, gymnastics, musicianship, rap, poetry, recital, debates, and the like. And also, there will be voting on any issues or policies, and if necessary, trials for any perceived transgression. If anybody feels wrong, the accuser and the defendant will each state their case, and they can be questioned by anybody in the community. And since all are familiar with these people and their character, the community can decide who is at fault, and if necessary, decide on restitution or corrective punishment. No prisons, no police, no government. This is all done by the community, our people as a whole. Now, you don't think we can do without technology? Candles replace electric lights. We have wood stoves, fireplaces for heat, well water. It can be dug. Wells can be dug. So restrooms can be replaced with a closet and basically outhouses, whatever. I have a little replacement for that. I have ideas to replace all of this. This can all be found in the conclusion of Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth, which is my book, which you can get you can get it for free by going to my website and signing up for a free newsletter with free books attached. And it is Truth Force International Revolution.online. Now, this is a method of instilling a fair way of agriculture, self-sustaining agricultural communities to perpetuate for all future generations outside the realm of hell, in the natural realm for all people. No leaders, no rulers, no masters, no slaves, no employees, no bosses. An ideal form of civilization. I promote this to you, and you can think for yourself and vote on it. And by the way, people, remember, hard times make strong people. Easy times make weak people. We have had easy times. The people are weak. They have been misled. They have not tested for truth. Now we will have hard times. I've gone through hard times, and I've developed a way that is a little hard, that develops strong people with strong minds and strong bodies for all future generations. Good hard work every day of the week except for one. And basically the people prosper, but only due to working hard and thinking well. Have a great day. Think and debate on the benefits of this kind of society, if you would.